I'm never sleeping, cause sleeping is the cause of your death. Live by the code till I take my last breath. I'm never sleeping, I hustle while you rest. We from the clip until ain't nothing left.
It's your boy Reality Run Bullard, man. I'm here with another episode of the Reality Run with my co-host
Chris Black, Boss Hawk 215. Hey man, I just want to say appreciation goes out to the fans, the viewers. 14,000 views is amazing on only the 5th episode so far. So keep that coming, man. Keep it coming. Keep commenting. As you see, we are responding. As I said before, if you guys want to chime in on anything that you want talked about, we have no problem with that. We'll fit it into one of the episodes, and we'll let you know when we're bringing it out. Now, however, I want to get into a more serious issue. We're going to switch it up this time around, starting off. The black guy who was killed in Minnesota. Tragic thing, man. Tragic. I just want to get your thoughts and opinions on it, first off.
My thoughts, man. The death of Greg Floyd is one of the most despicable, unnecessary acts I ever witnessed in my entire life, man. It's fucking just, it's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? For a man to lose his life in such a senseless fashion, for people to stand around just watching. And see, I want to talk about something else with that. Somebody should have done something. But I'm not necessarily talking about the civilians that was out there, because civilians are in a tough spot in a situation like that. Because if they get involved, now they could be the ones getting brutalized and potentially murdered. But I'm talking about the cops, the other cops that were standing around out there while this asshole had his knee in this man's neck. What the fuck was that? I mean, who watches that? To hear this man saying that he can't breathe. To hear this man begging for somebody to get this big son of a bitch off him, and y'all just stand there, it's inexcusable.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. You know what really hit me, man? I saw a couple different angles of the video, and it was really weird to me when they pulled him out the car. I mean, who gets pulled out of a car for writing a phony check? I mean, that was the first accusation, right? He was supposed to be writing false checks, fraudulent checks, whatever he was doing. I want to know who writes checks anyway, but that's besides the point. Right. So they pulling him out the car, and I'm looking as they pulling him out the car. You know, they do all this, they do all that, and then it's another camera angle that doesn't really show. He goes from the car to like walking to like I guess like across the street, and they got him handcuffed. So once he's handcuffed, how much of a threat is he to you really?
That's
he headbutt you to death.
Exactly. He's not a threat. He's not a threat. Once somebody is handcuffed and laying on their stomach, man, it's a wrap. Show's over.
Exactly.
See, he did exactly what he intended to do. That's the top, that's the middle, that's the bottom line. It wasn't no mistake. It wasn't no accident. He did what he intended to do. And and that's the part about it that's fucking depraving.
And you know what's crazy to me too, whatever. I mean, cops supposed to be here to protect and serve. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they're just a bunch of fucking bullies these days. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, man. Like, you know what I mean? These people you're supposed to call when you're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? When you don't want to, quote unquote, break the law or take the law into your own hands, as they say. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather take my chances with that, because if y'all don't believe my story, I might be next. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and see, you know what? And to further that point, and just to make it clear, we're not saying this is all cops.
Right.
It's a select few that's running around out here with the dumb shit that's giving a bad name to the ones that are trying to do it the right way. Exactly. So to make it crystal clear, we're not talking to the ones that's playing it the right way. We're talking to the ones like this fucking clown with his knee and the clowns that watch them. Assholes. All of them. They all need to be booked for that shit. I
mean, that's flat out murder. That's no different from me committing murder with my bare hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the exact same thing. Exactly. So because when I heard they got the National Guard in front of the boy house too, the boy had his knee in his neck.
I saw that. I saw clips.
You know what I'm saying? So let them feel it. Let them feel it. When people out here killing each other, you know what I'm saying, on the regular, y'all don't send a National Guard and all this and all that. Let them feel it.
From the moment I heard, and I forget exactly how I heard, but from the moment I heard that guy's address got leaked to the internet, I said, oh no, they're not going to let it go down like that. You best believe. I forget who I was talking to, but I was talking to somebody we both mutually know. And I remember, and I was telling them, I said, hey, They're not going to let it go down like that. I mean, he just was a cop. He may be fired now, but he just was a cop. They're not going to let it happen that way. You best believe they're going to protect this man. And look what happened.
Right. And, you know, and I didn't even know, and, you know, it's crazy. You never know who. We always say you never know who from where. I didn't know he was a good friend of Steven Jackson. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that at all. And to see the pain that was going through him, you know what I'm saying? Because he was like, yo, he just was getting his life together. He said he had literally just sent him like 3 boxes of clothes, maybe like a week or 2 before that happened, just because he was trying to get himself together. You know what I'm saying? He started driving trucks and, you know, trying to get himself on the right path. And he moved to Minnesota for that reason.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that
you know
video.
And ultimately, you moved to Minnesota to die, man. That's messed up. It's real messed up, man. I'm going to say what it was fucked up. That's what it is, bottom line. No way to get around it. It's fucking murder. Them motherfuckers need to be doing the LPs. Because if I did it, I'd be doing the LPs.
All day. It
You know
wasn't even a conversation.
Exactly.
It wasn't even a conversation, bro. And see, and the thing about it, like I always say, when you, it's kind of like the game of chess. Life is a lot like it. The game oftentimes will play out the way you set the board up.
Right,
so
right.
If you set your board up a certain way, you can 9 times out of 10 you can accept a certain result. You can expect that it's going to happen. So for this cannot be the preview to the movie, man, because the movie is going to be a fucking shit show. It's going to be more deaths. It's just going to be madness and mayhem. So you got to ask the question to the powers that be. If you allow this kind of thing to continue, is this what you want? See, us as people, we got to smarten the fuck up. And we got to look around and see what's really going on. And this right here, for that. But see, at the same time, I must admit, I knew it wasn't going to go unanswered. I knew it wasn't. It was too major. It exploded. It exploded on the scene like a big ass brush fire. You know what I'm saying? So I knew it wasn't going to go unanswered. And I heard that the mayor of Minneapolis called for that dude's arrest.
Yeah, I did hear that. I heard that.
He called for his arrest. So kudos to him. But why does it take the mayor to say this man need to be locked up? Whoever was the fucking shift supervisor should have known that. Yeah,
that's the easiest thing in the world. Like, yo, real track. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, but see, cops, you know, one thing I noticed about cops is one big ass fraternity. You know what I'm saying? Or something like to say they call them a gang. You know what I mean? They're not going to take one of their own down just readily. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. It has to take all this extra bullshit for like, all right, well, damn, there's nothing we can do to help you. All right, we got to lock you up. You know what I'm saying? But my another thing I wanted to touch on, too, with that whole situation is I want to talk to the people of Minnesota, man. I mean, I think I understand y'all frustrated and y'all upset, and it was definitely wrong, but y'all might be setting yourself up for some other shit that y'all ain't even ready for.
Yeah, the robbing and the looting and all of that. I mean, you know, see, in my opinion, and this is just my personal opinion, that's when it stops being about the issue and the person itself. Right. That's when I think that the whole act starts to take on a selfishness. You know, I'm going to use this situation, this man's misfortune, his family's pain as for personal gain. And that part, because what the fuck does stealing a TV set got to do with this man's death?
Exactly.
So for everybody, you know, running around in the streets acting like a dickhead, and you're trying to use this man as an excuse, man, let me tell you something. You deserve to be bent over and up your ass, get a big ass Timberland boot. And that's reality.
Now, I feel you, though, man, because like I said, that'll bring on some other stuff, you know what I'm saying, whereas, though, you know, once you get the National Guard in there, now there's a military presence, you know what I'm saying? Like, they might lock y'all the fuck down. Like, and that's, man, like you said, there's more killings over something where as though it should stop at where it's at, you know what I'm saying? You're just looking for justice at this point. You're not looking to see 75 more bodies over one, you know what I'm saying? Like, over the situation, you know what I mean? It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right. It's not worth it. And anybody that got an ounce of common sense would already know that. They wouldn't have to be told that. You know what I'm saying? They don't got to be sold on that. They already know. From the moment you start breaking in department stores, robbing. It's not about the death no more.
Right.
You didn't just took the whole situation and you've tainted it. So if you really want to do right by the death of this man, play it the right way. Protest all day. Last time I checked, words ain't never hurt no motherfucking body. Last I checked, so yeah, protest, raise your voice, be heard, do all that, march in the streets, do all of those things. But leave the extra shit alone. You know what I'm saying? Just leave it alone, man.
Because it ain't honesty, you know what I'm saying? You know, they ain't gonna do nothing but cause more to the situation that you really don't want or don't need at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? The main objective should be to get them people locked up, make sure they do that time the same way anybody else would have to do it. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully that'll be a deterrent for the next motherfucker who think twice. But damn, remember what they did in Minnesota? Oh, damn, we ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? We just go ahead and play this the right way. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Hopefully. But, you know, it's just becoming more and more cool just to kill black people. That's the way I look at it and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's like what, third motherfucker that say I can't breathe and you still on top of them and choking them and doing all that type of extra shit? Nah, man, y'all got a whole nother agenda because you can't be scared because the man's in handcuffs.
Anybody that would try to call that anything other than what it was is a fucking fraud, and they need their tongue yanked out their damn mouth because you're talking blasphemous bullshit. Yeah,
real shit, man. So rest in peace to the good brother, man. People in Minnesota, hold y'all head. You know what I'm saying? Definitely feel sorry for his family. You know what I'm saying? If he had any kids or any wife, baby moms, girlfriends, anything. You know what I'm saying? Side pieces. Feel sorry for all y'all because nobody just deserves to go out like that.
No doubt.
So we're gonna move on to the next topic, man. This is a pretty good one, man. Are we ready? Are we even ready for the NFL or the NBA games to start without fans in the stands? And how would they work in placing the fans? Just fan noise, you know what I'm saying? The energy you get from the crowd, you know what I mean? Because to me, anything other than that is like a practice. So how do you feel about that?
You know, I've been thinking since I heard it. Since the very first time I heard that could actually happen, I've been thinking about ways how they could simulate a fan presence if the fans are not actually in attendance. Now, visually, I think it would take some getting used to, you know, for the home viewers, you know, like to turn on TV and see basketball players running up and down a ball court without a crowd. That's or to turn on your TV on a Sunday and see a football stadium that normally could hold maybe 60, 70,000 people just scattered or all together empty. Yes, that's a mental adjustment that you're going to have to make. Right. It's going to be very noticeable. But as far as like fan noise, I mean, a lot of times when teams practice, they funnel in noise, you know, to simulate that crowd so that when they get out there in front of the whole thing, you know. So, I mean, I think that's one aspect they may already have covered. Part of it. But are we ready to see that and ready to just, I mean, I think that everybody's going to find out now just how much or maybe just how little you truly love these sports. Because if your love is strong enough, then yeah, I can see it's not going to be a deterrent. But it might turn some people off and make them say, nah, you know what, I ain't fucking with this, man. It ain't the same.
And you know, that's real though, man. That's definitely real trap because I saw, I don't know if you know, I think it's Tokyo, I forgot, somewhere in Japan, they started playing baseball already, right? And this American baseball player went over there just to play. You know what I'm saying? He was, I was tired of sitting around X, Y, and Z. And what they did was they pumped in crowd noise, but they had these stickers on the chairs that looked kind of like people. The dumbest shit ever, yeah. I don't know. So what he was saying though is what pretty much like what you just were saying. Like he was like, it's not the same because, you know, I'm used to, you know, 3-2 fastball coming down the pike, you know what I'm saying? And the crowd goes crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because somebody strikes out, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean, you know, bottom of the ninth, somebody hit it, you know what I'm saying? A home run. Or somebody robs somebody of a home run. You'll feel the crowd reaction. That gives you a different feeling during the game. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I just didn't have no feeling. He was like, I was just numb. I was just playing. He was like, there's no difference from him playing in his backyard.
And you know what? And I could see how that very well could be. I could see that. I mean, because it's like, you know, unless you got somebody sitting at a board that's gonna just like manually do this.
Right.
So it changes up from moment to moment. It's going to be very vanilla, as they say in the season. Very vanilla.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I was thinking too, like, somebody was saying, I forgot who it was. One of the basketball players. I can't remember which one it was. But he was saying for the Knicks, he played for the Knicks. He said for the Knicks, they had a situation set up to where he was like, he knew it wasn't going to be no crowd because the NBA was already talking about that. So he said they was going to put a playlist on of just straight music. And what he was saying, that kind of reminded the players of like an open run. Like when they go like the Rico Hines and all that, you know, it seems like you used to, you know, you got a few people sitting around, there's not a lot of people, you know what I mean? But music is what drives them for some reason. I'm like, dude, that's a small gym. We talking about big arenas, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want to play under that. Like, yo, like I'm not in the crib playing 2K. Come on, man. Like I need to feel the energy from the crowd.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That was one idea I heard for basketball. But do I think that's a smart thing? Nah, I think that'll play out by the second quarter.
Yeah, I can see
you know what I'm
that.
saying? This is all right, enough of this shit. Like, can you turn that shit off, please? Like, yo.
And then now you figure like, you know, you made a good point when you said this is a big ass arena. See, you know what? The crazy thing is, the further sound has to travel, the more revealing how much empty space is around.
Right.
It just becomes that much more revealing. So people in them seats, those human bodies, those are just objects that sound could bounce off.
Right.
But they ain't there now. So now it's like you said, you know, you playing a playlist, man, that could get old real. This ain't no fucking roller rink. You know what I'm saying? You ain't skating. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, who want to hear that bullshit, nigga? Listen, want to hear defense, you know?
Right.
You know what I mean? You want to hear that when somebody pull up from behind the arc. You want to hear the crowd, 3. You want to hear that kind of shit. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want to hear something. You don't want to hear that shit all damn night. I mean, it's cool in doses, but come on, man. Trying to do that shit for a whole game, that's just doing the motherfucking mostest.
Yo, man, and it's crazy. I was thinking, you know, it took me back to the last game I went to was it was when a girl hooked us up, whatever. It was about 2 Christmases ago. It was at the Christmas though. It was the Thunder was playing the Sixers, of course. And yo, it was an ESPN game. I didn't even know. I'm like, oh, this is shit. We behind the backboard, everything, chilling, whatever. But the funny thing about that is the shit you hear the heckling from the crowd, yo. It was all types of stupid shit going down there. Niggas was trying to crack on who was messing with Ben Simmons? One of the Kardashians. Bull trying to crack on her. Oh. Yo, it was just got stupid at the while.
Oh shit. Yo,
then the one boy threw beer on somebody. They start rumbling in the joint. Like, yo, I'm like, yo, what's going on? All this is going on. And that was a tight game. Like, this shit just kept popping off. I'm like, yo, man, they gotta chill, dog. Like, my biggest fear is like if somebody come falling down that joint, they gonna land on top of me.
On top of you. And you know what? And the crazy it's funny you say that, man. And that's like the perfect segue to say this for anybody out there that has never experienced a live NBA game. As much and listen, I love watching shit from my crib. I love watching shit in the comfort of my home. Trust and believe that. But man, it's a live NBA game is an experience unlike no other, man. Yeah. It's totally different. And it sounds like to me that's what you got firsthand. You just took it all in.
You felt the energy, like to the point where I don't know if you remember this game when Paul George hit that N-1-3 at the end to win.
Nah, I don't. I don't remember that shit.
Yeah, Paul George hit an N-1-3, and then that's when everybody, because the Bulls would start cussing Ben Simmons out behind me or whatever. Ben Simmons would not. He was standing by the 3-point line trying to disengage from the play. And Jimmy Butler was running around. He took a bad shot. And he's like, yo, what Ben, what the fuck? When you going to shoot, bitch? I'm like, oh, shit. I'm telling you, there's a lot of stupid shit going on during that game, man. A lot, yo.
I guess he ain't hear that, huh?
Yeah, no. Then you know everybody looking at me. So I got the OKC hoodie on. Nigga, I'm not going to talk crazy to me, dog. That's not happening. I'm sorry. I had to, yeah, what? What you say? Yeah, all right. I know you weren't talking to me, dog. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely, man. And that would bring me back to the fans, like the energy of the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like people start like in the fourth quarter. I think we stood up for like the last 3 or 4 minutes. It was that tight. It was nip and tuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Westbrook and Embiid, that little thing was going on. You know, I think Embiid fucked Westbrook up a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so they went at it for a little bit. So, you know, it was just that type of game.
See, now I remember you making me think back, and this was some years back. This is back in the Ben Gordon era for the Bulls. We came to town one night. I was down there. Matter of fact, I was down there. 2 other people we mutually know was down there. We was kind of spread out, but where we was sitting there, we could all see each other.
Right.
Yeah. So that was a crazy night because the game was kind of tight at first until Ben Gordon made somebody fall with a cross. See, I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody from the Sixers, man, he made them cheeks smack that fucking hardwood. He got the ball at the top of the key. I said, damn, you know what? AI would be proud right now.
Was one of them joints?
You're probably looking at him like, yeah, that's how you do it. Yeah, right there. That's the one. You know what I mean? He shook the shit out and came down the lane, laid it up, and won. And then that was the turning point. Because like the last couple, like you said, the last maybe 3-4 minutes of that game, it was tight until that shit went down. And when that shit went down, we just slowly crept away.
Right.
And then we did what we should have done. We just bust that ass and took it to the Windy City. I'm just saying.
Hey, I hear you, man. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing this for years, man. So I ain't even mad at you, brother. I ain't mad at you at all, man. You know, I expect nothing less. If you didn't say that, then I would think something is wrong. You're not being real with me.
No doubt.
So, all right. So I guess we nailed that. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this the way I feel. I think that if the fans ain't going to be there, y'all might as well not even do it.
I agree.
Not even do it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a waste of everybody's time for real. And stop being greedy too, because y'all motherfuckers got way in to make this the first stoppage since the last lockout. Y'all got way more TV money now because y'all throwing that bread around crazily. So I don't want to hear, we need to make the money and y'all better pay them salaries, man. I ain't trying to hear that.
No doubt, for sure.
The next thing I wanted to get into, and I feel kind of strong about this, man, and I see it happening before my eyes. I've seen it before, but this is a little more blatant. Mm-hmm. Is Cam Newton being blackballed?
You know what? At this point in time, it's pretty hard to say no, he's not.
Right.
When you look at the way, I mean, you know me, I always say, I ain't trying to disrespect nobody. But when I look around the league and I see some of the QBs that got a job, but Cam out of work.
Yo, how the fuck did Flacco get another job? I thought his neck was broke or some shit like that.
you see what I'm saying? Exactly. That's a prime example. This motherfucker got another gig, but Cam is out of work. Shit don't even sound right when you say it out loud.
Right.
So it's kind of difficult to answer that question with a no when everything that it embodies says yes.
Yeah, I think and you know what's crazy when I seen, because in all honesty, what I was thinking was, and before you'll get what I'm saying once I go there, I was expecting him to go to New Orleans, and I'm gonna tell you why. If New Orleans, Drew Brees probably got another 2-3 years left. I'm gonna say maximum another 2-3 years left. I think I started to see him the same way you started to see Brady last year, tailor off, kind of like the same quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, and with Cam going there, he's only 31. I figure you could ride him for another 4 to 5 years and draft another quarterback at that point, or draft somebody midway between. You know what I'm saying? In that third year that he's there, and do that. They went with Winston. He threw like 30 interceptions last year, and that's my guy. I expected him to be sitting out and Cam to be getting a job before him.
You know something? That's a good point. Okay. Anytime you throw that many motherfucking interceptions, it's time to consider another line of work. Now, I'm not going to say, you know what? No, let me back up a little bit, because it may not even be all his fault. A hell of a lot of it is, but I ain't gonna say maybe it's all his fault. Maybe there is some things that played into that his overall situation that led to that.
The one thing I will say is this, and I'm not saying this because, you know what I'm saying, he took us to a national championship, he won the Heisman at Florida State. I'm not going to say that. But what I am going to say is this, though. It was some grumblings about him squinting to see certain things. I think Jimbo Fisher had acknowledged that and brought it up to him, rather. You know, it's like, yo, get your eyes checked to do something. But, you know, I guess things were just rolling along and, you know, it wasn't causing any games. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't causing us to lose any games like that or have a bad slide. You know what I'm saying? So they just let it slide. And then he gets to the league. He had a pretty good first year. And after the first year, he's just been progressively getting worse. So I don't want to say that's the reason, but I did hear that before this whole him getting the eye surgery. I heard that years before that.
Well, you know what? You might be on to something there. You really might be on to something there. That might be, and that might explain how he ended up taking them crab legs. I mean, maybe he didn't know he was picking the motherfuckers up. Maybe he thought it was something else. I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here. I don't know.
Look. All right, you can talk about my boy on the field. Don't talk about him off the field. He's a little retarded. He's a little slow, but I hope he get it. You know what I'm saying? Because there was no reason. You're Jameis Winston. You're coming up with winning a Heisman Trophy. If you didn't have the money, you could have said, "Look, I ain't got it. Can y'all? Where your manager at? Yo, look, it's me. Can I get these Jones?" I'm pretty sure he gave it to him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that he told him no.
I never understood the logic in that. And everything you just said. That's anybody I talked to about that situation. I repeated that almost word for word. Like, I mean, everybody know you got next. You feel me? Everybody know you got next. What they do for you today, you can do for them tenfold tomorrow.
Exactly.
Like it just didn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. You know what I'm saying? Then with the Uber chick, you know, we going too far into James. I ain't gonna dog my man out like that. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I got some stories about him that made me go, "What? Is you retarded?" But I'm not gonna do that to him. I'm not gonna do that to him.
Right.
But to keep on topic with the Cam thing, yeah, man. I think he's still got a lot left in the tank. I don't think he's anywhere close to. I know he was banged up. We know how he was banged up because Carolina basically told him, "Fend for yourself." So you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's the reason why he was banged up.
I agree with that. And
you know what I'm saying?
As far as what he got left go, I think he got a hell of a lot more left in his tank than Brady got in his. But you wouldn't know it, would you? Think about it. Would you? Now you wouldn't know it. But by the way, both quarterbacks are kind of, I'll just say, presented, for lack of a better word, to the world by the NFL and by the media. You would not know it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it's set up. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's definitely set up that way. And Tom Brady has been the poster boy of the NFL for I don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, they're going to make sure he looks like he's in tip-top shape. And honestly, though, that comes down to two. I got to give Bill Belichick his props. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bill Belichick made him look a lot better when he probably knew this dude ain't got it no more. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to switch over. We're going to turn into a running team. We're going to build the defense back up, and we're going to invest in the offensive line. That's one thing New England do run through a lot of his offensive linemen. As soon as you think somebody leaving, they always got somebody to step in. So he was never really that guy to get hit too much, you know what I'm saying, or too like devastatingly hit. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't him. Either one of two things gonna happen. You're gonna sack him, he gonna tuck ass real quick and just go down, or you're not gonna get to him, or that ball's coming out in 1.3 seconds.
And more so that latter. He gets rid of, man, they throw more bubble screens than a little bit. So, yeah. I mean, and how long is you going to hold the rock when you're throwing a damn bubble screen? It's like, right, throw.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, as far as Bill Belichick, we're going to find out what he made of this year, too.
Yeah, most definitely.
We're going to find out.
You know what? It's a measuring stick for both. A measuring stick for both.
One hell of a measuring stick, because I think Mr. Tom Terrific is going to be Mr. Tom Terrible when he get his ass down near to Tampa. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. That's my honest opinion, and it's not a bias. It's not the fact that I'm a day one Bills fan. That don't got nothing to do with nothing. I'm just calling like I see it because you touched on it earlier, bro. I saw the regression. The last 2 years, it started 2 years ago. It got increasingly worse as last season went on. I said, damn, he ain't the same dude.
Yeah, the passes was totally off. I'm like, who is he? What? Like, No accuracy. The accuracy was gone.
And let me say this to Pat fans about this cat, because this is one thing I hear time and again, and it gets under my motherfucking skin. If one more Patriots fan try to pound the table about how, oh, he didn't have no talent. I seem to recall much early in his career, when he was a much younger man, one of the Super Bowls he won, they was bragging for days about how he won it with a roster full of nobodies in terms of receiving targets.
Right.
I mean, he still won the Super Bowl. He ain't had no big name wideouts. He didn't have no true number ones. All that bullshit.
Right.
They couldn't stop hyping this man up. Now, Patriots fans and the national media just don't want to admit that the nigga just sucks.
Yo, man. I mean, that's a whole nother topic for another. In the comments, I want y'all to drop to see if we want to talk about Tom Brady and the Patriots franchise. You know what I'm saying? Where we think they're going to go separately, but who's going to come out on top of that situation? I think that's a good topic to talk about. But as far as Cam goes, man, like I really think that's another guy when you think about it. Cam only really had Steve Smith. Other than that, I mean, Greg Olsen was always hurt. Running backs in and out. Shit, at one point in time, he was the running back. I felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like, direct quarterback draws, you know what I'm saying? Power quarterback. That's what I'm saying. Lamar Jackson, that ain't the first time we've seen that. He's faster than Cam. He's shiftier than Cam, but Cam was running like a goddamn fullback out there, like running people over. You know what I'm saying?
A healthy Cam Newton is as dangerous as a weapon as any player, regardless of position in the NFL. A healthy Cam Newton.
Yeah.
So anybody that's trying to say anything less, man, kick motherfucking rocks.
Yo, man. Yeah, so all right, so we agree on that. You know what I'm saying? I think I ain't gonna say, I hate the term blackball because somebody brought up a good term about that. I think it was Nas. He said, you can't be blackballed if you got the drive, you know what I'm saying, to go on and do what you got to do to get to where you need to go. However, you can be in sports because nobody won't sign your ass. You ain't got a chance to do nothing. So, you know what I'm saying? I think this is appropriately put. I think he is, for some reason or another, I don't know what it is, being blackballed. Because another good point is, remember, he came out there and put it out there like, yo, remember they were saying we giving him an option whether or not to re-sign or something like that. Or, we're letting him explore trade options. He was like, I didn't say nothing about no trade. I don't want to be traded. Y'all doing that. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of put it out there. You remember that Twitter rant he went on?
I do remember, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he put it out there. He was like, no, y'all put it out there. Go find a team to get traded to. He's like, I don't want to get traded. That's not what I want. You know what I'm saying? So don't try to put it out here like I'm causing this thing to where I don't want to be with my teammates.
You know what? I made the prediction prior to the NFL draft that this could happen. And just by some other situations that I got my eye on, it still could. He still might end up a Dallas Cowboy. Don't be surprised if that happens. I mean, I know.
Does anybody want to step into that mess at quarterback? It's not a mess. It's just like with the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? The people, the players got, and they know what it takes to get signed and how it is. You know what I'm saying? And not get your just due. Cam might say, you know what? I'm not even stepping into that because y'all did the young boy dirty. You know what I'm saying? And how expendable am I?
Very well could be that could be the focus, and because I got a feeling that situation is not as, I'll just say, messy, for lack of a better word, right at this moment. I just feel like that situation is not as messy as it's going to get. And speaking on Dak and his situation with the Cowboys, and I could easily see, because I know Jerry. See, Jerry. He want asses in the seats at the end of the day. That's if any asses are allowed in the seats this year. Right.
That could be why he's dragging his feet.
That could be why.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not cutting you this big check if ain't nobody coming out here to see y'all. No.
You're right. No doubt.
Because that's another way that you can look at that. You can flip that like, oh, like, ain't nobody coming in these games, buddy. You're going to have to hold off. We'll give you that. And I think where Dak White might have been not strategic enough and I think he's trying to push to get his money. I probably would have took the franchise. And see, that's a double-edged sword, because if you take it, then at that point, it's something weird that Brady had to do too to get him out of New England without being franchises last year. You got to like sign one. It's something weird, like don't do a franchise, do 1 year contracts.
Mm-hmm.
At a point, I think after so many like maybe 2 or 3, for some reason, some type of bylaw, they can't franchise you.
That's true. I think it's 3. I think it's 3 times.
Okay.
They can't franchise tag you more than 3, like either 3 or more than 3. It's one or the other. But you're definitely right about that. It's a limit. There's a limit in place.
So if I was Dak, I probably would have just said, you know what, give me the 1 year. We'll play it out from there. Then after that, if you ball out again, hey man, you never know what's gonna happen. Somebody break their leg or something, you know, not wishing, you know what I mean, injury on another player, but you know, it's the NFL, not for long. People get hurt every day in the fucking NFL. So you know what I'm saying? You could have played yourself into a Kirk Cousins situation. I don't know how the fuck he's still getting paid.
Kirk Cousins, Sam Bradford, they should write books.
Yo, even Teddy Bridgewater, like, yo, you really haven't done anything. And they scooped him to replace Cam.
So, some shit is just wild, man. I can't. I don't know.
Definitely, man. So yeah. I think Cam definitely is being blackballed, and it's not cool, man. It's not cool. It's not what's up. Especially with everything he's done for that franchise. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was just in the Super Bowl 3-4 years ago, so don't forget that either. You know, he was a league MVP. Don't forget that. Like.
Exactly. I mean, they had one hell of a year that year. They was at one point they was just blowing teams out left and right.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was definitely crazy. So transitioning off of that, we're gonna get into something that's in the reality realm. We're gonna go into a TV show called Ozark. So I want to get your comments on the show, any questions, concerns, anything like that.
Well, I got a hell of a lot more comments than I do questions or concerns where Ozark is concerned.
Okay.
For anybody out there that have not seen that show, because I get, I do movie reviews. I've done them, reality reviews. I've done that. But I tell people all the time, when it comes to the film, I'm him. Who is him? The movie guy. That be me. I mean, I do all genres, baby, but horror is my number one, even though this is not a horror, but it's one hell of a series. I fucks with Jason Bateman. I've always liked his wit in movies, the way he come across.
Funny fucking guy.
It's hilarious, man. I could watch this dude all day do what he do. But the Ozark is, man, listen, it's a good series. If you haven't seen that yet, you need to stop dragging your feet and do that. If you in the crib, need something to watch and you ain't seen that yet, turn that Netflix on, get that grub ready, because the Ozark is going to have your ass nice and steady in your seat, watching that heat. Trust me when I tell you, this shit is going to be hard to beat, baby.
Yeah, that thing, yeah. My girl got me watching, with the quarantine and everything. She was like, we got to find something to watch. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to keep watching the same movies over and over. And fucking cable raping your pockets because there's never shit on cable. So It's all right. Well, let's try again. Let's try this joint out, whatever. And it's probably the best series I've watched. I put it up there, and it's kind of crazy. I didn't think I was gonna say this getting into it at first, but the twists and turns and shit that be going down, and it's some shit that's really can happen. I believe it does happen in America for some people, as far as like the way that thing is set up. I put it up there with like The Wire. Not The Sopranos yet. They got to show me a little bit more, but it's definitely up there with The Wire, and I really hold The Wire in a high regard. You know what I'm saying? So, I like you said, Jason Bateman, man, his wife ain't shit though. I gotta say, his wife ain't shit.
Oh yeah.
I fucking hate that bitch.
I wasn't, what, with all that ass smacking, and I mean, I don't want to give away the plot to anybody that didn't see it, but she foul. She was on some foul time. That joint definitely was. Yeah. But I got a question though. I do got a question. I happen to notice that you said you put it up there with The Wire, but not The Sopranos yet. Does that suggest you put The Sopranos over The Wire?
At a 0.5 rating, yeah. Just because you know what? See, The Wire lost. Let me explain myself. The Wire lost me with that season with the young boys. I didn't like that. That threw me all off.
Well. Wait a minute. When they was are we speaking about when they was like in school a lot?
Yeah, right.
Okay, and the young boy got accused of snitching, and they whooped his ass. Okay. Well, why you ain't like that?
Because it was just you can't go from some straight up G shit to these little young niggas in school doing. They was trying to get their foot in the game. You know what I'm saying? I get that. And I guess the only one that really made it through was Mike, right? Michael.
Yeah, Mike made it. Well, Mike was cut from a different cloth than the rest of them dudes.
Yeah, he definitely was. But that was the only one that made it through. You know what I'm saying? So like that whole y'all could have scrapped that and just put Mike in there, had him run under like Bodie or somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? See him progress under Bodie. You know what I mean? To get to that point.
But see, the thing is, though, with Mike never really wanted to go all in like they were. He was in, but to an extent, he had morals. The rest of them cats, Marlo and the rest of them motherfuckers, they ain't had no morals. Marlo say wipe out a family. He want the family wiped out. Chris and Snoop, and they would do it without a doubt. So, right. With Mike, it was more like psych. You know what I'm saying? Like he acted like he was going to do the shit, but wouldn't do it. I mean, right. So and that's where they all went wrong at as a unit, in terms of his, I guess, loyalty or lack thereof. But I mean, in my opinion, I think that the Sopranos
had longevity, man.
I don't think the Sopranos could hold the candle to The Wire. I mean, that's just my opinion. And I'm not. Now wait a minute. Understand. It's a good show. I saw a few episodes.
A few. I watched the whole thing.
I saw a few, but I mean, but I'm just saying, like The Wire. I mean, The Wire is a transcendent classic. I feel like every young boy coming up need to watch that series. I can't say the same thing about The Sopranos.
I mean, Sopranos, you know what? The Sopranos took you through the mob life, and I think young boys of art, you know what I'm saying, of our cloth, you know what I'm saying, would rather see The Wire because it's some shit you could see walking outside. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where you're coming from with that. But The Sopranos had some classic shit, man. That's some classic shit. Like, and the longevity. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll give them that. All day long, I'll give them that. But I think some of that had to do with the fact that it just wasn't shit else around at the time.
Oh, my God.
Okay. We ain't going to do that, though. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to get into that. I'm just doing like how we do.
So, all right. So, Ozark. All right. 5 stars. Well, how many stars are you giving it?
5 stars being the cap.
Yeah.
I would give it a 5.9.
Okay. All right. I give it a 4. I give it a 4.5. I give it a 4.5.
All right. So why you see out now? I was going to say I was joking about that 0.9 shit, but what I will say is simply this. If 5 stars is the cap in this situation, I got to go ahead and get that 5 up. But you say 4.5. I want to know why that half a star got left. Like, what the fuck? What that half a star do to you?
Because some of that stuff, like, I mean, some of the stuff that's going on in there, it's good shit. It's thorough shit. Like I said, it probably happened to some fan. Somebody in America can do the shit that he was doing. I'm pretty sure it is. Got to be. But some of that shit is unrealistic. Like, hey, I'm not gonna let you move to the fucking country, whatever the fuck. It was in Missouri. It's actually a town called Ozark. It is a real town.
Definitely.
So in Missouri, whatever, and you go over there and you just on some takeover shit with the cartel, and you buy 2 casinos, and you trying to outsmart the feds. Nigga, the feds got 98.9, 99.8 conviction rate. Once the feds on your ass, you cook. You good as done.
And yet, with all those facts being facts, there's still one glaring fact. That there's still a couple of cats that made it happen with the feds on their ass. And I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, real life shit. And as far as what they did goes, I mean, shit, man, they pulled that off. That's the definition of a one-horse town. You go to a one-horse town, it has literally one horse.
Right.
And if you take over that horse, you control the transportation. You feel me? So it's not. And Marty Bird, played by Jason Bateman, Marty Bird is a smart motherfucker. He don't never stop thinking, bro. He don't never stop thinking. He's always one step ahead, which is how he's been able to stay alive to the degree that he has. And you saw all of them, Jones, right? You up to okay? Well, then you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so he done went through some shit. I mean, right. It's a small town. That's just like That's just like if you say, okay, if you went to like a really primitive area, but you brought some really modern ideas, everybody wants what you got to say. Yeah, everybody wants
to fuck shit up. So I'm definitely with you on that one. So yeah, I'm giving it a 4.5. You're giving it a 5. I mean, you can add a 5. That's cool. So we're gonna, I don't really have any questions or concerns with it because, like I said, it's a great show. So I think anybody who hasn't tuned in, like you said, definitely needs to tune in, man. You're missing out on something. I can put it to you that way. Now to switch speeds a little bit, Mike motherfucking Tyson versus Evander Holyfield 3. And should there be a senior circuit for older fighters? Like I hear Shannon Briggs, who was always trash. I don't even know what he's talking about. Like all you did was talk Klitschko.
Let's go.
Man, all he did was stalk Klitschko. That's all he did. He ain't really do nothing in the ring, put no work in.
No, but Shannon Briggs funny as shit though. I be watching this shit. Let's go, champ. He be making motherfuckers mad with that shit. I be stop laughing at this dude, dog. But no. Well, go ahead. What you gonna say?
So who do you think will win in a third, more senior version of the Tyson Holyfield trilogy?
If they're allowed to let their hands go, Tyson's gonna knock him the fuck out, and it ain't gonna take long. Okay. I mean, I done seen footage of both fighters in the now, and Tyson looks like he's still the Tyson of then.
Right.
Looks more like he is a fighter of now, and I really feel that if they let them fight and they let their hands go, they could just let it go and just do them, man, I think that shit gonna get ugly and ugly quick.
So you think Mike's still salty about the last two?
I mean, listen, bro, he might. I can't. You know what? I cannot speak for that brother. He might be, or maybe maybe he moved past it. I don't know, but I tell you what, I guarantee you this. If he gets an opportunity to fight that man and fight him the way he really wants to fight him, the first two fights might pass through his mind, and he might have it, and he might come like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up this time, bitch."
Yo, but yeah, my opinion of it, I think with that factor, then you already lost twice, and like you said, Evander. He always seemed, ever since, in his older years, like he maybe some type of sort of brain damage a little bit. I'm not going to say I hope it ain't that, but he seems a little sluggish in his speech sometimes. I don't know if you peeped that. You know what I'm saying? That's usually a sign of some type of wear and tear on the brain. You know what I mean?
Right.
So with that being said, I would have to give the edge to Mike because I think he's still got – his wits is still with him. Mike ain't take a whole bunch of punishment in the ring. You know what I'm saying? He might have lost later on, but – he was cleaning motherfuckers out. So his punishment is very, very minimal.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I got to give it to Mike. And like you said, the way he's been looking, I think he looks pretty swift, pretty sharp. So I give it to Mike. I definitely give it to Mike. But do you think it should be a senior circuit for older fighters, though?
I think that if older fighters are going to continue to want to fight at this age, then you have no choice but to, because you can't put these older guys in the ring with young lions. I mean, it's just not right. Tyson is a rare breed. Tyson, he might be capable of knocking out a few of these young guys, but you just can't.
Yeah, I mean, just because not to cut you off, he already said, give him 6 months, he'll knock Tay Wilder the fuck out.
I heard, see what I'm saying? And you know what? I mean, listen, by watching his videos thus far, I ain't got no reason to believe he wouldn't. I mean, if you go off of Wilder's last fight versus what you've been seeing from Tyson now, you really don't have no reason to believe that he wouldn't knock his ass out. And that shit look tall because Tyson's short. Oh man, how tall is Wilder? Like 6'8"?
6'7", 6'7".
Oh man, you'll see them legs going all the way the fuck up. That shit look out of pocket, bro. It would look out of pocket to see Tyson knock somebody that tall the fuck out. Dang.
I think what's like he had was it Burbick? Burbick was about no Frank Bruno like 6'4", 6'5".
It's something like that.
Yeah, he knocked a few tall boys out. It do look lanky as shit when he did knock him out, Tony.
And Carl the Truth Williams when he knocked his tall ass out. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man, but I think that if they're going to continue to box, yes, it does need to be a senior circuit, just so they can kind of, they can just kind of, play around in the same lane.
Right. You know what? I think it'd be cool, but I think it needs to be. I'm gonna have to say, cut it down to about 6 to 8 rounds.
Definitely.
Because I think at that point, anything over that, then you ain't gonna get the best out of them. You know what I'm saying? So I would say there had to be some definite rules. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as maybe even the time, the minutes in the round, cut it back from 3 to 2.5, because you want to get the best out of them in a short amount of time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Like 3 minutes might be too long, even if you make it 2. Look, get your shit off in 2 minutes. You know what the deal is.
For sure, I agree.
So if they do it, which a lot of them guys don't make it that old and still have the wits with them too. So I don't think it would happen. Maybe exhibition fights, but maybe not a circuit. You know what I'm saying? Because like I can't name what besides Floyd. He's 40. Pacquiao still boxing. I'm trying to think any other old heads. Like, yeah, I couldn't really think. Nah. Couldn't really think of too many. And I think Mike just started this whole shit. And he getting a few offers too, man. I don't know if you heard about the bare knuckle joint. Was going to offer him $20 million.
See, somebody might get killed in that fight.
Yeah, that's the problem with that.
I think that shit need to be left alone. That bare knuckle circuit, I mean, that John, I seen some footage of that. I mean, come on, man. Like that shit right there, like, bro, you doing a lot having these. I mean, it's bad enough sometimes seeing a cat get punched flush with gloves on.
Right.
But you want to have these dudes out here bare knuckle. Yo, I don't know how long that's going to be around. And yeah. I know it's picking up momentum. It is. Because from what I saw, and I ain't no hater. I ain't hating on more power to that brother for creating his own lane. Right. But I'm not really a fan of it personally.
You know what? When I saw it, I only seen one of the very first one, and I kind of was like, yo, how long is it going to take for them to recover from these injuries? Hand-wise and facial-wise. You know what I'm saying? Because even with gloves on, some cuts, they always reopen.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just leather. So somebody flush punching you in the face for about a half an hour, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you might have brain damage on the first fight.
You might. You very well.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think definitely, man, the senior circuit, I mean, if they were to do it, there's a lot of work to be done, you know what I'm saying? Especially health-wise, you know what I'm saying? Making sure these fighters can withstand the punishment at being 50, so, you know what I'm saying, 50 or so years old. But, hey, who knows? It might be interesting. It might be some better than some fights we see these days.
Yeah, you ain't never about that.
All right, moving on to the next topic. This is gonna get interesting. The hot seat is back. So my man Ron got something to say about Perk, Big Perk. What you got to say about Big Perk, man?
Man. Kendrick Perkins, my brother. I'm gonna need you to chill, bro. I mean, really, like you've been saying some shit out your mouth. I mean, not just really as of late, for quite a while now that don't really add up. But when you took the time to try to disrespect the greatest of all time, Mr. Ed Jordan by calling him liars and frauds and like you know that man. I don't know him personally.
Right.
But you don't either. So what the hell? Last time I checked, you was garbage when you played, bro. You got a career average of, I think, 5.4 points per game, and your playoff average is even lower than that.
Yeah, I feel as though he robbed us, but go ahead.
And you robbed my man and his squad. Like, what good are you? You sitting up here talking all this cool shit. Man, bro, listen. You have the audacity to say that LeBron is your GOAT? I mean, would that have anything to do with the fact that LeBron blew by Durant and dunked on your big simple ass? So what happened? What, he made you a fan? And nightmares of flashbacks of that 6'9" man coming down the lane, dunking on your head, making you look like a 6'10" lane. Don't ever disrespect MJ like that again. Don't disrespect no athlete for that matter that you know was damn well better than you. Don't disrespect Jordan no more, Durant, any of these guys, because they're all better than you, man.
Yeah.
Maybe, just maybe, you might make an impact to the point where they might remember you as a broadcaster. Because I can ask somebody 20, 21 years old about you right now. They won't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
He's not even a broadcaster.
I don't know what to call him.
No, he's just like he's a TV personality.
Well, there you have it. You on the hot seat officially. Stop that shit. LeBron dunked on you. Now he's your hero. It don't even make
everybody dunked on him, man. That's one of the only dudes I know. Now, see, I understand shot blockers getting dunked on because they're going at everything. So eventually you're going to get dunked on. It just happens.
Right.
He's not a shot blocker, but he stayed getting dunked on.
It's word for that. Garbage.
Oh man, damn Perk, man. Hey, listen, you know, and I ain't got nothing to defend him, man, because he went left with. He started with Durant, and I was like, dude, and Durant put him on blast. He was like, remember, because Perkins was like, I don't understand how he choked against the Warriors. That and 3. I don't know. Durant was like, I don't understand how you averaged 2 points and 3 rebounds against them. What are you talking about?
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a fucking disgrace, man. You're too big for that shit. You know what? I'm gonna tell him like the late great Kobe Bryant, aka the Black Mamba, told Pau Gasol. It's time to put your big boy pants on.
Yo, man. All right, so mine is going to be coming out of left field. If anybody's been paying attention lately, it probably won't. Dame Lillard. Dame. You know, and I hate to put him on a hot seat because I've seen his rise to finally being an all-star and getting some props, you know what I'm saying? And people in the league kind of, you know what I'm saying, really taking heed to Dame is that dude. He's one of them upper echelon point guards. But Dame goes to say, oh, well, we ain't doing no playoff with the seeding, then I'm not coming back to play. I'll practice and all that, but I'll be on the bench during the games. Come on, man. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? This goes back to me with players with their teams. You know what I'm saying? If they going out there and sacrificing, you the superstar of the team. You need to be the first to sacrifice. So you're starting to sound like Dan Orlovsky said, and Dame did fire back. It was funny. But Dame, you are starting to sound privileged, dog. Like, I'm not saying privileged in the sense of, I mean, you had easy life, easy road to the NBA, easy road in the NBA, but you're starting to act like one of them guys. So I got to say, you guys to chill, dog. If your teammates willing to go out there and play, you need to play too. Seriously. That's just the way I feel about it.
Facts. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
So, moving off the hot seat. Oh, man, it's another good one. It's another good topic, man. We are, man. So, instead of doing start, bench, and cut, we are going to buy, rent, or wait for cable on these 3 movies. And these are all hood classics. New Jack City, Boys in the Hood, and Menace to Society. which movies are you gonna buy, rent, or wait for cable on that situation, man? I need to know. This is important.
I mean, you riddled off 3 hood classics right there. I mean, shit. I mean, that ain't no. I'm gonna tell you like this: if all 3 of those movies came out in the same basically the same time, I'm going to the movies 3 times that weekend.
Okay.
You understand? Like I can't. It's no way I could just say, well, I'm gonna buy this one and this, and I'm gonna rent that. Nah, I got to own all 3 of those, so I'm buying.
Okay, I respect that. I respect that, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm gonna stick true to form because somebody getting cut. And I have my reasonings too. So I'm gonna start off with Menace. Menace is an all-time. It's a cult classic. You know what I'm saying? Hood classic. Like the power from that movie. You know what I'm saying, I felt that movie. It's something I can pick up and just watch today. I'm like, you know what? I'm back in '93. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I definitely got to get a props to that. New Jack, one of a kind, man. One of a kind. New Jack is another cult classic. I mean, down to Martin recreating the joint on his TV show. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was so many classic Chris Rock smoking rocks in the joint. Like, so many classic moments. You know what I'm saying? Out of that movie, you got to put it up there, man. So for me, I'm going to go with, I'm buying New Jack just for the so many things that came out of that movie. I'm going to rent Menace. Sorry, Boys in the Hood. I might have to wait for cable. I might not watch it at all. And here's the reason why. When you compare all 3 of those movies, it was 3 different aspects, but they all was different parts. You know what I mean? Different things from the hood. You know what I'm saying? You had your big-time drug dealer in Wesley, in New Jack City. You had your average, you know what I'm saying, gangbangers, you know what I'm saying, who was just running around doing shit. They was hustling too, you know what I'm saying, in Menace. But in Boys in the Hood, I felt they try to hammer the message hard too. Like, they try to nail it down too hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was forcing it on you. And out of those 3 movies, there's only one movie that they tried to remake. It didn't work. It wasn't as good as the first one, and that's Boys in the Hood with that baby boy shit. So you could try to remake Boys in the Hood, but you can't remake Menace or New Jack. So for that fact, I got to do it like that, man.
Well, I don't know if you heard this or not, but there was some whispers of a script floating around about a menace to society 20 years later. Now, it never came into fruition, but I heard about this script. I've read the synopsis for the film, and I said, damn, you know what? They need to go ahead and put that together. I mean, they can't do it now, but right. At the time when they were saying that they was going to do it, 20 years later, man, if they would have put that together, it would have been perfect. It would have been perfect.
So was it? Well, I mean, so many, so you got to tell me then, what was the, just in a brief description, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was going on in that 20 years later?
Okay. And from what I remember, they were saying that old dog turned his life around. The whole he of course he went to jail and all that cool shit, but he turned his life around. He wasn't on the same dumb shit he was on no more. They said that remember, Stacy ended up becoming a detective. He became a detective, and he was trying to like book the guy still that took Kane life. Okay. Kane I think in the young boy Anthony grows up. He grows up and he wants to get at the cats that took Kane life as well. But he want to settle it on some street shit. Right. So Stacy's trying to make sure that don't happen. And AWACS he's trying to take Ant under his wing to teach him, basically to keep him embodied in the same BS that they've been embodied in, the whole, like you said, the gangbanging, the hustling, all that shit. So, I mean, it had a nice storyline to it. I read that shit. I said, damn, this shit is all right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they probably need to go ahead and make this happen. And from what I understand, it was something that they were seriously considering. I don't know what happened, but it was something that was definitely being thought of at the very least.
Okay, now I did hear something about New Jack too. They was trying to do something with that, but that's like trying to remake Scarface. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? Some things you can't, like they tried it with Carlito's, but that didn't come out right. You know what I'm saying? Like certain movies, you got to leave them where they're at, man. It's good enough. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes them a classic. Can't redo them things. But funny enough, they tried with Boys in the Hood. I mean, it wasn't a success to me because it was totally off balance from what the first Boys in the Hood was about. But still, they did it, and that's what made me, okay, I got to knock it down a peg to me. Still a good movie. Still a good watch, but just got to knock it down a peg just for that.
You know, it's not the first time I've heard that Baby Boy was supposed to be like a Boys in the Hood too, and I'm really trying to understand the connection. I don't get it.
It really wasn't no connection, but that's what they were saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever.
Hey,
Doughboy was a rider, Jody was a bitch.
But so, it was. Yes, it's weird. It was like if you peep, Omar Gooden was kind of on the Doughboy side of things, but he was like a reformed gangster. You know what I'm saying? So I think that translated into Doughboy. But see, Trey wasn't out there in the streets, and I'm thinking they was trying to get Tyrese to be like a Trey. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, he got himself together. He was working, yada yada yada. Started doing the family stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, two different sides of the board, just in the base of the movie. Just the plot wasn't even the same at all.
Yeah, because I was going to ask the question, well, who the fuck was Melvin supposed to be? Like, I mean, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. I gotta say that's what it was because that's what they were saying. And that might have been a way to get promo, but it just wasn't the right way to go about it.
Yeah, I would say so.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I mean, I think that's, we're going to start doing these with these movies. And also coming up soon, we're going to start doing it with some black cult classic TV shows from the 90s.
Definitely.
I think that's a good one, man. But, be that as it may, man, it's been fun, but it's another episode in the books. Episode 6 is a wrap, man. Again, I want to thank you guys. We're looking at comments. Like I said, just keep commenting. We're gonna keep responding, good or bad. Just don't get mad at the response you get. That's all I got to say. So with that being said, I'm gonna let my man go ahead and wrap it up as always.
Once again, we just want to say thank you for kicking it with a couple of brothers that put it down like no other. It's your boy, Reality Ron Bullard, my main man, Chris Black. This is the Reality Realm. Where else would you rather be at? Can't wait to see y'all again next week. Don't be late. And that's reality. Holla.